mama said, what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Greetings, everyone. Hope everyone is having a great day, morning, or evening. Welcome to Your Mama Said What podcast. Today we are going to be discussing walking in your purpose. My name is Sister V, along with our beautiful sisters, Sister Sass and Sister Jalen. So today we're going to be talking about walking in your purpose. What is walking in your purpose? What does that mean? What is your purpose? I guess that's a better question, right? So walking in your purpose means doing what you were created and destined to do. Feeling a sense of joy, fulfillment, and joy. Your unique your unique talent or experience or skills that you have. Or it can be anything. Sisters, help me out here. What do you think is your could be something to help them to figure out what their purpose is, walking in your purpose?
Well, I would like to think that's a question that I think about very often. And I think that walking in your purpose or trying to figure out what your purpose is something that you love to do and that you would actually do for free and not get paid for it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that could also be absolutely, definitely. It could be your passion. Sister Sass?
I guess walking in your purpose would be being in tune with your creator, and the universe will surely guide you to what you enjoy, what would you feel fulfilled. And I think that a lot of us don't know our purpose because we don't know who we are. In order to walk in your purpose, I think that you would have to know who you are, and that has been stolen from us. So we have to be re-educated to who we are before we could truly walk in our purpose, especially young people.
Mm-hmm. And that's absolutely true. And that is what we need to find, what it makes us happy, what is our passion, who we are. Having to know who you are as a person, having to know what it is that you like, having to know what you want to do with your life, and what resonates in your soul, what resonates, what makes you happy, what you don't mind not getting paid for to do on a regular basis. That would be, and understand our purposes can change. When I was younger, my purpose was in my early teens. I thought I wanted to do something, and I thought I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to be a lawyer so I can help people that may get into trouble, and knowing that the judicial system is not always fair for us. I thought that's what I wanted to do, and I had a passion for it. Started going to school for it, but when I realized how much longer it had to be, that passion kind of died. So I had to find another purpose that for me to be able to service people and help people. So it can change along the way as you grow and develop, as you gain more experience, as you see more things, as you are in life. So those are some things that you knowing that it can change. So it's not just one thing. And then also it can be a stepping stone to what your destiny may be, to what you're destined to do, what your purpose is. So it may not just be just one thing at this moment. It can continue on and build on that and grow on that. So that is something that, you just need to look into and see. But you need to find out, you need to search within yourself what is you like to do. What is something you love, something you wouldn't mind just doing because it is helping someone else and it makes you happy, So, and how do you do that? How do you find your purpose? I know that's probably one of the questions that's being asked. How do you find your purpose? Well, it can be a whole lot of ways. At first, I think you need to pray on it, meditate on it, have your quiet time to understand what it is that you do. And sometimes it takes experiences and actual doing things in order to know what your purpose is. And you have to be in tune with yourself, as Sister Sash, you did state. You have to be in tune with who you are and what it is that you are skilled in, that you may have the ability to do, what your talent is. Because God created everyone with a unique talent and skill, and that is something that you have to figure out what that is. No one can tell you what it is. As Gandhi once said. He stated that I don't have people in my head. Let me quote it. I don't want to quote exactly. I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. So in other words, he's saying he's not letting anybody kind of sway. To me, this is what it thinks to me. He's not letting anybody tell him what he should be doing, because to me, their walk is your walk. Their destiny is not your destiny. Their purpose is not your purpose. So in other words, don't let people that may not have the best interest for you in your mind telling you what you should be doing. What y'all think about that, ladies? That quote by itself. That's just.
I love that. I love that. Oh, I call it monkey mind. Okay. When your thoughts are going every which way, like jumping from branch to branch. I actually have a name for that. It's called monkey mind. And it takes discipline and focus not to have that. Because you sit around and think about what if and what could happen and this and that. And when you don't have focus and direction and you don't know who you are, you could just have all these random thoughts that's sometimes not the best invading your mind. Mm-hmm. Right. And that is not a good thing. So we have to learn how to focus and seek quiet. There's a lot of peace and stillness and quiet where you could possibly develop your purpose in that space, in that sacred space.
Absolutely.
I hope I answered your question.
Absolutely. Sister Jalen, your thoughts on that quote? I will not let anyone walk through my mind with their dirty feet. That's Mahatma Gandhi.
I think letting people into your thoughts, and then you altering what you're doing or what you're thinking based on somebody else's actions or someone else's words. So in other words, stay out of my thoughts. And that's the dirty. But a lot of times people will come with negative energy, and so they will affect you negatively. And I think that represents the dirty. What is it? Dirty feet.
Dirty feet.
Yeah, that's the dirty feet. The negative energy, the negative words.
Mm-hmm. And it's true, because that happens all the time. We're talking, okay, so even if we decided on something as simple as dinner, in our mind, we saying we want some fish, right? Okay. But somebody, say the children will come and say, oh yeah, Mom, I want some chicken. And then you'll be like, no, we eating fish. But then, I'll be like, well, you know what? You'll kind of try to justify it to say, well, chicken may be a little bit easier. I don't got to do all that cleaning with it, even though you are cleaning fish, but it may be a little easier than the fish. So then you'll change your mind, being indecisive about what you want, and then making that chicken instead of, no, you really want the fish. I know that's a small little thing, but being indecisive, that is something that also makes me think about that quote. Whereas what it is you want to do. Going back to your purpose, your purpose will be servicing people, but somebody will tell you, like, even if you want to be a social worker, and a lot of in my time when I was going to college, a lot of people wanted to be social workers because they wanted to help people. Somebody will come and say, social workers don't make a lot of money. Putting that in your head. So now you're like, oh yeah, let me try and find something else, another career or another path that I need to go on. But that your passion is social work or, helping people in that capacity. But they changed your mind because it was like, that ain't making enough money for me. So I got to find something else. And that's what we do. We do that a lot of times. We get so complacent in some things that we're in. If it comes to money. We have to go to money. Let me talk about, that's why I said money. So with the, even with the job, we get complacent in that job because the money is right. But it may not always be our desire or our passion. And not to say that your career has to be your passion. You can still have your job, your money, and then still have a passion that you also do with on the side, or that you do on top of that. Some people's passion have nothing whatsoever to do with money. Some people, their purpose is to be a mother, right? They want to nurture their children. That's their passion. That's what they want to do. That's what they feel in their heart they were destined to do, to be a nurturing mother. I heard a lot of people say that, and that can be their reason. It's whatever is in your heart, what you think, what you feel, what you are passionate about, whatever resonates with you, within you. That is your purpose, and nobody else should be telling you what it should be. As Gandhi said, don't let anyone walk it through your mind with their dirty feet, because your passion may not be theirs. What is the purpose and the benefits of defining what our walk is? It gives us a sense of direction. It's satisfying to us. It makes us want to get up every morning. It makes us want to we're being helpful. We're doing what we love to do. It can be servicing someone. It can be a doctor. It can be a lawyer. Whatever your passion is, you feel that you're trying to do to help yourself and help others and help the society on a whole, because we're put here for a reason. Everybody has a reason. It's a unique reason. You just have to find out what that is and work on it. It's not always easy, and it's not always something so simple that you'll find. It may take a little bit of time for you to find it, but you put that research into yourself. Find out what it is that you love, what is passionate to you. We all have it. Sometimes we don't always know, but if you can't figure it out, T.D. Jakes said, if you can't figure it out, what your purpose is, figure out what your passion is, and that'll help you to figure out what your purpose is. That was T.D. Jakes.
May I add that a purpose-driven life is very fulfilling, and I believe that we are all where we're supposed to be. I remember my desire of wanting to be a nurse and loving science. However, when I was going to school, I found that working in a convalescent home, which was part of the curriculum, just wasn't for me. But I loved medicine. So I ended up volunteering for one of the only the only black ambulance. This is years forward, the only black ambulance corps in America. And I worked there as a volunteer. And that's how I eventually became licensed. And I ended up volunteering. Like you said, it was free because I loved medicine. I loved science. And we taught the children. So now I'm a teacher. So we're exactly where we all are supposed to be. And my passion is helping to guide the children into their self. But because our children have not been taught the truth, they find purpose in their lives. And maybe I shouldn't say they don't find purpose, because even a little thug is good at what he does. He thinks that's his purpose, to be a thug, to be, a little criminal. But because they don't know their history of their greatness, they're not really living their purpose. It's very important. I like teaching and guiding young people. So I'm happy to say that I think that I'm walking in my purpose because I know who I am. I know history and what was stolen from me. But I had to relearn that, and I had to be retaught. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Sister B.
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. We're here to discuss and share in our life experiences, one experience at a time. Sister Jalen, what you got?
Well, Sister Sash, you should add that you are a science teacher. Don't leave that out when you said that was part of your passion.
I didn't want the ego to get into my sentence because I'm not a science teacher. I guide children into learning science because there's only one, the whole universe is a teacher. But the curriculum I do teach is the truth. It is science. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for that, Jalen. We validate each other. That's why I love your mama said what. And it's not about the money. Believe me, teachers don't make a lot of money.
Right.
Okay, we are very underpaid. And if you know how to read right now today, thank a teacher or thank your mother because you wouldn't even know how to read if it wasn't for a mother as your first teacher or a teacher that really cared about you.
Yes, ma'am. That's true.
Or just going back, that as a child, I only wanted to be a teacher. And when I got into the 8th grade and it was time to choose a high school, my older sister said, go to school to be an accountant because teachers do not make enough money. So I followed my sister and I went to school for high school and college. I went for accounting. Let's go fast track to some many years later. I was given the opportunity to teach. So I went back to my passion. My passion was to teach. As I get older now, and I don't know so much. but no, I think that we need to be found. And again, it may take us years and years and years to find our passion. We may have to try this and try that and try this and try that until we actually find it. But the sooner we find it, the better, because I think knowing our passion and being found working our passion will bring us happiness.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. And you know, as I stated, it changes and it grows, because at one point I wanted to be a teacher as well too. Yeah, I actually went into the school system and taught for a year. I love teaching. I love the children, but the structure just wasn't for me. You know, sometimes you want to do a little more than what they provide for you to do, because, you know, in schools, they have a curriculum that they want you to follow. And sometimes it wasn't always what I wanted to follow. So that part of teaching was not for me. So I realized that I can teach in different aspects. Not necessarily had to be a brick and mortar, not necessarily had to be a school system. I can teach in my workplace. I do training in my workplace. So that is a form of teaching for me. And it's not only about the work. It is really, it's other ways of teaching as well too, because I try to be an example for the young ladies that are in my area, my presence. You know, so we got to teach them how to be young ladies that they should be. So I teach in that way also too. So teaching was on part of my growth, and I've just grown into a different way of teaching now. And you know, we using this podcast as not only just teaching, we're learning as well too. But again, you know, our experiences is something that's going to help and hopefully, you know, be something that inspires or motivates any and every one of you. You know, so we're hoping that this is what our podcast is doing as well too. So this is another form of purpose that we come together and try to form, walking in our purpose somewhat. You know, sharing and giving you a little experiences from each of us, because we're all different and we have different backgrounds, we have different experiences, different life experiences. But we're helping. We hope that we are helping to give that to you. And so I just want to kind of summarize, you know, walking in your purpose. Find out what your passion is. Find out what is you love to do. Know that it may not come right away. It may be in stepping stones, and you're going to grow within your purpose. You're going to continue to develop into your purpose. So if you don't see it right away, you know, do some of the things that we've stated: prayer, meditation, quiet time, just being in your head, knowing who you are, finding out who you are. And all these things is going to help you to find that purpose, So it can be something it's little steps, baby steps. It can be a huge step, but it's totally up to you as to how you're going to do that, how you're going to manage that, how you're going to find that for yourself. We are at the end. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, Sister Jalen.
In all the years that I've known you, I don't think I knew that you taught in the school system for a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I moved out here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's different. It's totally different. Totally different. Well, I'm sorry, not totally different than what I thought it was going to be. I did in the little school, Montessori school, and then in a public school. And it was definitely a challenge. It was a challenge for me. And not because, again, not because of the children, just because of the curriculum and how they wanted you to do certain things, As we see with schools now, teachers say they love teaching, but sometimes the curriculum, they're unable to do certain things. And that's probably a whole new another episode that we need to talk about with school and, how they're banning certain books out of schools right now, and not letting the teachers teach in the way that they want to. And I'm just thinking this is just public schools that are, in the news lately. Private schools, of course, it's a little bit different, but in the public school systems, that's what's going on right now. So, but again, it's still my passion, my purpose, but it's just in a different way, not in a regular traditional teaching. Any last words, Sister Sass?
Well, I would hate to have to teach in an environment where you have to stick to the curriculum so strictly that there were few and far between teachable moments, because that's one of the impediments in the school system. So we need independent education, more homeschool cooperatives where we could set the agenda to teach children. Because you could teach under a tree, you could teach on the beach. I remember homeschooling, my children. I could teach them on a beach Bahamas than they would ever learn inside the classical classroom. So I used to take them out for a while, but they're all living their purpose. So I thank God for that. And so am I at this point. My mama said, stay in the middle of the road. So don't ever think you have come to the end of learning. You can learn every single day.
Yes, ma'am.
And I pray everyone finds their purpose. Because then you'll be happy.
That's true. That is absolutely true. So that is, Sister Jayla, I'm sorry, did you have something else?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. So thank you guys. And we want you to tell us, talk to us in the comments. Tell us what your purpose is, or if you have defined it, or if you're still going through it, are you still trying to find it? But talk to us, have that discussion with us so we can talk in our comments. And we're going to get a blog coming on soon so we can talk more about that. But right now, we thank you for joining us, and hopefully you will find your purpose. And remember, be the change you want to see in the world. I'm not really sure who did that, but it's not my quote. Like somebody quoted it. I don't remember.
I like that, though. I like that.
Next time I'll tell you who quoted it. I'm going to find it, but it was not me, so I can't take credit for it. Give those their due. Yes. But thank you again for joining us. Remember, like, subscribe, friend, comment on all the different platforms of Your Mama Said What?
Pearls of wisdom.
Raw and polished.
Your mama said what? Your mama said what?
Your mama said what?
Your mama said what? Your mama said what?